Hi, my name's Jim Myers. I'm going to tell you why I love smoke. It pays real well. Almost everybody has. We'll go over all this. Smoke and fire claims basics. Fire claims are not for everyone, but smoke should be. Most of our smoke classes are more science of smoke, which are great classes. This overview is more for writing claims. Use a sponge in every home. Most homes do have smoke damage. When you find smoke, you must investigate the source. You need to test every room. The things that must be identified are: where is the smoke, the event that caused the smoke, and when did this happen. The event and when this happened, you will have to get from the owner. Never tell the owner date a loss. You can give them little hints here and there, what season it was, that kind of thing. What room or rooms show positive for smoke on your sponge? Sometimes it is not obvious where the smoke came from. I had a claim from burnt food with very little smoke in the kitchen, but the bedrooms were black. The only air conditioners were in the bedrooms. I'll get to that in a minute. Where do you test for smoke? Smoke attracts like metal to a magnet. That's why the air conditioner rooms were so black. Your job is much simpler if the smoke occurred during a colder weather. Sometimes you can see smoke. Refer to one of the Science of Smoke videos made by our adjusters. Not the corners of the room. I know it's really popular to be taught that. The wall alongside the windows, outside doors, upper ceilings, vents, under kitchen cabinets above the range. If you spot gray and light patches or lines on walls or ceilings, typically on exterior surfaces, for example, ceiling joists, where they are attached to the sheetrock, will be light in color and dark alongside the joist because they don't have insulation there. It's a conduit for cold weather. Carpet along the walls, dark, sometimes even black. That's because the vacuum didn't remove the evidence from that area, but they vacuumed the rest of the floor. Popcorn sealants, the tips are darker, sometimes even black. Smoke webs, they look like spider webs, but are dark and strings, not web. HVAC vents, heater misfire, small explosion called a puffback. Builds up fuel, boom. It can happen mostly oil burners, and it can happen in gas heaters. Cooking, look under the kitchen cabinet. A flash flying cook could burn the bottom of the cabinet above the stove. A room not used. Under the door, the carpet is dark. This could be because the door is shut to save energy bills. That room is colder during the winter and smoke will rush under the door to get to that room. Above electric baseboard registers, a dark line on the wall. I might have seen that. Why is that smoke damage? Because dust builds up all summer. They crank the heat up, and that will burn the dust into the wall above the register. You see smoke or not, test every room. If you are going for a walk, ride, store, grandma's house, always carry a smoke sponge and your business cards. Understand the chem sponge. A lot of people don't seem to really understand it, so it's really important. That's why I'm going to cover it. Get them from your favorite restoration company or from Metro Supplies. In a pinch only, makeup sponges, disposable white little sponges, tissues on the window pane, not near as good as what we call a chem sponge. They are referred to as smoke or chem sponges. There are no chemicals in the sponge. It is a material, and more important, the design of the sponge. I used to hear in smoke classes, if they get old or dry out, and what can dry out? Years ago, I conducted a test and sent it to results to Bill U. I used sponges laying around unwrapped for at least 5 years, and sandwich bags for 2 years, and fresh, just unwrapped. And what were the results? All the same. How to use a sponge. Reach as high up as you can and take a long swipe down as far as your arm will reach without bending over. Okay, but you notice you use the edge of the sponge, not the flat surface. Very important. If you want to clean the smoke off, you use the flat surface. Brush it off with your thumb when you're done like that, because if it's dust, it'll come off. If not, it's smoke. Now, sometimes the homeowner go, oh no, that's dust. But once you brush it off like that, you can say, no, dust will brush off. Smoke sticks to the sponge. The sponge on the left was taken from a room that actually had a wood stove in it. And the one on the right was on the second floor, the same house. And you can see the second floor it's a lot darker than was actually taken from the room with the wood stove. Now, so the questions for non-exposure smoke. Exposures are houses near the main house fire. Non-exposures are all other smoke events, like cooking or heating. Try to get the date of loss within 9 months. You go back 12 months, but closer to today's date, the better. If the source of smoke was from cooking, ask when was the last time someone in your house cooked something that set off smoke detectors or filled the area with smoke. If it was smoke from a heating system, they will need an invoice from the service call and make sure they have smoke and soot on there. Now, the thing of it is, I've run across hesitation about getting an HVAC guy out there for a service call. But when you show them the smoke on the sponge, let them know this is what you're breathing in. You and your family are breathing this in. Plus, obviously, it's inefficient. It's burning a lot more fuel than you'll need. So that will pay off the service for cleaning it in no time flat. Questions to ask the homeowner. Did they notice any soot or smoke coming from the heater or vents or on walls or surfaces? Sometimes they're cleaning up a white cloth and one woman told me she just thought she was dirty because it kept coming up with like real dark. When was the last HVAC service they had? Any of these conditions can cause smoke problems or misfire in heater. Did they have an HVAC contractor out? Did the insured have gas, oil, or electric companies out to their house over the winter? Have you had to reset the system? Did anyone have to mess with the system? When was your last oil delivery? Could have dirt, water in it. When was the heater last turned on after not using it for a while? Usually in autumn. Fireplace or wood stoves? Did the fireplace / wood stove malfunction or the fireplace over its winter? The chimney flue accidentally closed. Manufactured fireplace logs can cause a big claim if not placed correctly. With a furnace or manufactured logs cause a problem, have the insured call out a service contractor to look into smoke or soot or debris or blockage in the chimney. Ensure those words are on the repair inspection report and use that as a date of discovery. Soot and debris or blockage in the chimney flue. Hurricanes / strong winds can cause a lot of chimney damage, including objects lodged into the chimney. Obviously, it'll back up and smoke come in the house. And we're getting into some fire information. Next slides are mostly addressing fires that are active or very recent. You don't have to, you can talk to the owners a few months after a fire. If so, after introducing yourself, ask if they have retained a public adjuster. If they say yes, respond with great. Do you mind telling me what the company they are with? And you'll find out most of the time that they will tell you that the insurance company adjuster, then you explain your role in this process. Sometimes waiting makes you look great because normally the insurance company drags its feet for the first few months or so. You get involved and things start happening, not because of us, just timing. So use that for your advantage. Active fires are not for everyone. That's one big reason there are so few claim reps actively running fires. Lots of emotions and ongoing hand-holding are involved. If the red letters upset you, you may not have the personality to go to fires to handle the main. That's okay. You can do great just handling the exposures. If you live in a metropolitan area, Southeast Pennsylvania, New Jersey, that has other public adjusting companies, you cannot have thin skin. It's a big business, and the competition for the main can get heated and sometimes worse. Never be unprofessional or argumentative. Can do's and do nots. Never cross the fire line until the fire chief, investigator, or whoever is in charge clears the scene. Understand any agreed protocols with other public adjusters, if any, in that area. So far, Philadelphia is the only one I know of protocols. Most companies will respect you if you respect them. First one in gets first choice of who do you want to talk to. If you mess up, get back in line. In the back. Always have a working flashlight, sponge, trifold, business cards, and a hard copy of the contract. You're not going to be out there with a computer. Know how to look up the tax records in your area. Every state and sometimes county is different. That way you know who owns the property, where are they mailing the tax bill. If they're not mailing it to the same property, there's either someone managing the property, it's a rental property. And if they don't pay their taxes for a few years, they got liens on it, and most likely they don't have any insurance to them. Respect at the fire. They are not homeowners or renters. They are victims. Keep that in mind. Depending on the location, situation, you can ask the police, firefighters, news people direct short questions. They're doing a job. Do not take more than a few seconds of their time and back off with obvious respect to their responsibility at the scene. Number one thing to know before talking to the victims: was anyone or pets hurt? In Philly, they know exactly who and why we were there. They are the people mentioned above. I have gone to fires in York, Pennsylvania, that never heard of a public adjuster and had no problem finding out who is in charge, going to that person and getting the information I wanted to know. Who is the owner? The Red Cross can help or kill a deal. If you are in an area where the Red Cross, Salvation Army, or NGO go to fires to help victims and don't know of a public adjuster, meet with the person in charge of that area. Buy them coffee and meal. This is ahead of time before you go to fires. Those areas may have volunteers that think they are protecting a fire victim by blocking you. Help those who do not have insurance. It's good for the soul and can make a difference. Give them a number of Red Cross. They can usually offer short-term shelter, clothing, ATM card with some money on it, and counseling, which a lot of them are going to need. The neighborhood lawyer, they know everything. You know, type know-it-alls. They talk to the homeowner. It's not even worth talking to the homeowner while they're talking to those neighborhood lawyers. The family, friend, contractor who thinks they can do it without you. Educate them. A lot of times you can win them over, no problem, because they just don't understand your role in this. They or the owner normally will understand what we do. At a live fire, you can mingle with the onlookers and have casual conversation with them. With concerned expression, you might meet the residents of the main or neighbors to offer a smoke damage evaluation, or people who can point them out and give you information, name, phone numbers, or even introduce you. Non-active fires, that's the ones that are already gone, put out. If no one is home, leave your card and or trifold. The neighbors normally know where the owners are staying, and they might have smoke or other claims in their homes. Okay, and main is what we call the house that actually had the fire. Exposures are the ones that were close and got smoke. If you have dollar signs in your eyes, go home. No one needs that. Always professional, courteous, understanding, and empathetic. Don't come off as too compassionate. It might sound not right to some people. It may come off as weakness. They need someone they can trust, lean on, and who's in charge of the situation. Introduce yourself. You're there to help. Make sure you understand that you are there to help them. believe it, and mean it. Before you ask, know the answer. Ask about the health and well-being of their family, pets, etc. Pets to some people don't mean anything. Pets to a pet owner might mean everything. You can arrange a place to live. You can arrange a place to live for them, their family, and any pets until the house is livable, and their insurance will pay for that also. Do you have prescription medications? They need to be replaced. Can we go to see the damage? This is not their comfort zone and will keep their attention on you. Walk them through as best as possible. There might be some areas just too dangerous to get near. Don't ever cut off their conversations. They are understandably upset. Never, ever bring up money unless they do first. That is not what is on their mind. You should eventually build a rapport and trust. That should start in the first few seconds. Don't rush, don't hurry, but you should know within a few minutes, a half an hour, if you're connecting. Do not shove the contract under the nose. You will feel when it's the right time. There's a good chance they don't know where the policy is. Write it anyway, and you in the office will figure it out later. If they have a mortgage and know who that is, the mortgage company will know the insurance information. Once the contract is signed, you might take them elsewhere to sign them, coffee shop. Get them off the scene ASAP. Offer a hotel for the night or weekend. A lot of the time, they want to stay with someone they know, but typically by morning, they're asking you for a place to stay. So you can get some good rest and everything else. Start. Get the contract in along with the fire fax cover sheet to Metro ASAP. The hotel will also fax Metro corporate payment authorization. If Metro is closed and you use your own card, the hotel will put a hold on your card, not withdraw. When Metro opens, they will switch it over to their card. If you messed up, Metro will not leave you hanging. They will cover up to 3 days stay. Exposures are all business. Introduce yourself. Are you the owner? And just maybe you say it's a shame what happened to your neighbor. Listen, wait for an answer if you have to. They might be very close or glad they're gone. I've had them say, thank God. I'm glad they're gone. Maybe a little chit chat. Let's start off like saying, I'm Jim Myers. I'm here to help you with your smoke damage. I had one person I was teaching fires to, went to an exposure and started off by saying, I am sorry for your loss. I thought, oh my God. The homeowner goes, what? My loss? They're the ones that had the fire. It's all business. Keep that in mind. They might ask, what smoke damage? When you're next to a fire, close a fire. I could go in there and test with the sponge. And within 1 or 2 minutes, I can tell you, you might have money come. This is where you can talk about money. Money coming to you for the smoke damage. If you don't take care of it now and do it right, 10 years from now, it gets damp or rains outside, it's going to stink like this all over again. Why would I need to use my insurance? Well, you explain to them, you go to a lawyer, go into court, like in Philadelphia, 2.5 years before you go to small claims court or whatever court they go to at that rate. They're going to have to hire someone that knows about smoke damage, blah, 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 blah. Typically, at least back in the good old days, we can start getting a check within a few months. Might take a little longer. How much do you charge? They usually don't come out with that until you're doing the contract. That's another class. How much do you charge? Well, in reality, does it matter? I mean, think about that. You're dealing with smoke damage. Fire damage, some people think they might be able to present, like my house is burnt down. But smoke damage, there's no way they can present that because you got a magic sponge and good adjusters that are educated very well on them. Have the needed information with you. Nearest hotel, maybe pet friendly. Call a hotel before you go. Make sure they have accommodations. Your favorite fire adjuster. A board up company you can trust. If Metro is closed or you don't have a credit card, I recommend Rob Manconi at 708-867-8033. They will build the insurance company and locate and arrange the hotel rooms, short and long-term stay if needed. They can also help you seal the deal. And there we go. We did this on the fly productions by EVP Jim Myers. Contact me with any questions you have. Okay, thank you and have a great day.